We are going live with Lissa Maris of Raw Food Romance. I hope you can hear me. And we're going to be talking about staying raw when we are traveling, camping, hiking, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Hello, Tessa. Alright. Let me just pin this comment. And then, hello, hot and spicy one. Okay, pin comment. Yeah, okay. I see Lisa, so I'll just wait for her to request. Okay, she's requesting. It is the ultimate raw vegan bundle right now, and Lisa has this super awesome book called Tail Raw. Hi, Lisa.
Hello, how are you?
Apart from this, I'm okay.
I have something that I really want to show you. I'm so excited about
Ooh,
it.
ooh, 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 yes, please.
Okay, ready? Ready? Here we go.
Ready. Wow! Wow! I can't believe you made everything.
I made it all, yeah.
Wow! Whoa!
Yes, you know, honestly, I was like thinking one of the best things that I love that people do is make my recipes. So I was like, I want to show you how awesome you are by making your recipes.
Oh, I feel the love. I feel so loved.
Oh, this is amazing. I have to say, everybody who's watching, go get the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle because it's worth it just for your course.
Oh.
Legit. I'm trying the sauces and I'm making the stuff and I'm like, this is so good. Oh, so thank you for making all this amazing stuff. I've never had a Korean barbecue before.
Oh, really? Oh.
Never.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's not so popular in Canada, right? But it's really popular in the US, and yeah, okay,
yeah.
all right.
So yeah.
Wow. You're gonna have a feast.
I have a feast here, and I was wondering, like, what's the right way to do it? And
okay. All right. So actually, in my course, I actually do a video on showing the assembly, but I'll talk you through it. Well, basically, you take the lettuce leaf and don't put a lot because the whole idea is to just kind of eat it in one bite.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's perfect.
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't have the perilla leaf, do you, or did you actually make?
I can't find those here.
Yeah, you need to get that at a Korean, I think at a Korean supermarket, Korean market, but that's fine.
Okay.
Actually, I think those who don't have it, you could most probably like put some mint or basil. Oh. Yeah, basil. Yeah, that might be a good substitute as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. I have some actually.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, all right. So guys, if you're wondering, Lisa made my all the components of my Korean barbecue course, which is right now in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. Check out the links in our bios to check it out. It's only here until the 12th of May, and it's only $50 US, where you get like 33 ebooks and courses. Yeah. For only $50 US, but it's worth 844.
Yeah, and
US
like
dollars.
I said, it's worth it just to get your stuff alone.
And you'll make it raw because you've got pierogies and Swedish meatballs, and I'm like trying out your tailgate salads now, and it's so cool. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Okay, so I got the basil leaf inside the lettuce.
Yeah. What I like to do, and anyway, it's actually you could do it, whichever way you like, but this is how I like to do it. I take a bit of the cauliflower rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cauliflower rice.
Yeah. And then put in the barbecue meat. So one of the mushroom ones.
Oh,
yeah. Because I love that so much. There's that. So I have the Korean mushroom. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Yeah. And then you want like a maybe the the carrot namu would go well.
Okay, this one here.
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just a bit of that.
Okay.
And then the cucumber kimchi.
Oh, I love the cucumber kimchi. I'll put one.
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're kind of supposed to like kind of like fold it up and eat it. I'm supposed to get the green coral lettuce, but I couldn't get that. That's why I had to use this mini course. But yeah, so you can kind of like, because you're supposed to kind of like make it into a tiny bite. Yeah, and you're supposed to eat it with one bite if you can. But that's well, I can eat it in 2 bites. That's fine. Oh, oh my God! I'm always making your food. It's so fun to see you make mine and eat it. So there should be an explosion.
Incredible! Oh my gosh! And there's so many other things too. There's like I couldn't find the correct pepper, so I used jalapeno.
I really like this. If one day if you can actually get it. It also took me. Yeah, I had to specifically go to the Korean mart to get that as well because they import it, I think. But the shishito pepper seem to be very popular with the chefs because I know like my chef friend in Australia uses it a lot, and then I know those in US also I've seen a lot of the chefs using it. They do it like blistered peppers. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, and I've seen it before, but because I don't have a vehicle and
that's right.
Yeah.
You took your backpack out, right?
Today
Bone density.
Yeah, exactly. Today I took my the big backpack, like my backpacking backpack, and when I got home I weighed it. It was over 25 pounds.
Oh my God.
I carried 25 pounds on my back for an hour home. Also, I can do this.
That's why I said you're like superwoman.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I need to do another one. That was
Okay. Combination. Spudley N says, "Oh my gosh, I want to make this. I think I have all the ingredients. Lunch for tomorrow." Oh,
you gotta make this. Okay, so I've got the basil. I do the rice. This rice is really good, by the way.
Oh, I'm glad.
Usually I'm not like the biggest fan of cauliflower rice. Like it's not my absolute favorite rice to have, but this one is so good.
Yeah, I think it goes very well in combination with the kimchi and the mushrooms and everything together. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of cauliflower rice either. You know, but yeah.
Okay.
Because but once you put it into everything, then it's usually very nice.
I want to try this spinach.
Yes.
I made
that's like classic Korean banchan, the spinach one.
Okay. And then I'm gonna put maybe a couple pieces of this green onion salad.
Oh, I like that as well.
And then maybe like a little tiny bit of kimchi.
Yes.
Just a little bit. And then I want to try this, what was this one called? The samjang?
Oh yeah, that's the sauce. I forgot to tell you. You need to put in a bit of the sauce as well. Yeah. That's the dipping sauce. So, that would go so well.
Okay.
Yeah, that would.
Dipping sauce on there. Ooh.
Yeah, I really like the samjang.
Yeah, I really like how many different flavors you get from using pretty much the same ingredients. Like a lot of your ingredients are similar, but it's just like the different ratios and the other things that you add changes the sauce completely. And I'm like everything has different flavors to it, which is super cool because you can have each bite is a different flavor, which is super cool. Okay, here we go. Wow.
Yeah, the sauce adds another extra layer of flavor to it.
Then there's this tahini dipping sauce too. with the pepper.
Yeah, and that's so simple, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
such a simple one, but that goes so well as well. So
Ooh.
good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for making it.
You're
I
so
love how you
welcome.
were like on your live, like, shh, don't tell the
No, I
Rocheviers.
know. And then after I said that, I was like, she's probably watching.
It popped up. It somehow like when I woke up that morning, your live popped up. So I'm like, oh, Lissa's on, and I'm like, I'm always curious. I'm because I was quite curious about like your soaking the chickpea thing for like 48 hours because I usually only soak it for 8 hours. You see, so you soak it for 48 hours. So I was like, oh, I should try it. I tried it with a small batch, and it's like, yeah, it's so much way softer
Yeah.
and nicer. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna watch your live doing that. So someone asked, tell us how to prepare those you are putting there, please. Yeah.
Oh,
So these
they want
are,
to know how they make all of these delicious things.
yeah, and Lisa made it, so you should ask Lisa, although I developed the recipe.
You know, if you want to know how to make it, you have to go get the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, which is the link is in either of our bios. And you pay for the bundle, you get a link, you download the bundle, and then you open Raw Chef Yin's Korean barbecue video course. And there's the PDF with the recipes, and then you make everything.
There you go.
Yes!
You'll get this.
What is the bundle? The bundle is a collection of ebooks from multiple different people. So what we did with this bundle is everybody created something brand new for it. No one has anything that's in here unless you bought the bundle in the last couple days, but everything is absolutely brand new. And there's 33 different contributions in this bundle, including Raw Chef Yin's Korean barbecue course and my Make It Raw Volume 3 I wrote with Chef AJ, and the Tales from the Tailgate Raw traveling book that we're going to talk about soon. But all of those are in the bundle. The bundle is worth over $840 if you were to buy everything separately, but you only pay $50 and you get everything, but only until May 12th. And then after that, all our books will be regular price on our own websites. So if you wanted to get the collection of everyone's brand new stuff, get it now. Link is in our bios. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh.
So this is like turning into a mukbang,
It is
which is
kind of.
which is perfect because the mukbang is Korean and you're having your Korean barbecue. So yeah.
There we go.
Uh,
Perfect.
Espanol asks, do you have your sauces that you put on your sandwiches there too?
Mm.
You have your wrap sauces in your Tales from Tailgate ebook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa and Nate put together this amazing ebook on, how to travel when you're raw vegan, and it's so many pages. I'm still going through it.
I
And
love
so
that you love it.
yeah.
What do you love most about it?
I think I was very curious about the chapter on cold soaks because I remember seeing Nate's Instagram stories about it, and I mean, so I like the idea of like being able to pack, like your food and go hiking and have like nutrient dense food instead of getting like pre-packed food which is not very healthy. Yeah, and then I like you have so many tips, like so much tips in the ebook that I was just like, whoa, it's gold. I was just telling people it's just gold.
Thank you.
Is the travel on the same bundle? Yes, that book is also in the bundle. There's like 33 ebooks and courses in the bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think what I really like is just your little personal stories because I keep reading and going, oh, this is so sweet. Oh, I'm just like Nate. He packed everything. He packed a Vitamix in his bag to make salads with you in a hotel. I was just like, Like,
I know. Yeah. So everybody who's wondering, in the Tales from the Tailgate travel ebook, I have a lot of stories in there over the last 5 to 6 years that Nate and I have been together. Included is the story of when we first met, because that really like started the whole process of us taking food where we go. And we met up here in Las Vegas, and he brought his backpack, and he had his blender, he had bowls and forks and utensils and spices. He had like all kinds of stuff, and I was like, wow. I'm impressed.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know.
It was so
It's
much
like,
fun.
I've never heard of any guy trying to impress a girl with like a Vitamix, and I was just
Oh yeah,
like, it's like
was so
he
fun.
just can't go wrong. He just won't fail, you know.
No. Oh, that's so awesome.
And then I remember watching you guys, like doing your stuff on the truck and all that. You're making salads on the truck, and then after that you upped it by getting a cooler, and then you upped it even more by getting, making that power supply system, and then you have like that sharp water thing and all that. And I'm like telling us like, we need to get a truck. This is my dream. I was like, us, we need to do that. You have to learn to drive first, and we need to get a truck. And then I want to do all these things that Lissa and Nate are doing.
It would be, you know what? When you come here, we're going to take you in our truck, and we're going to make tailgate salads with you. You're going to see all the cool stuff.
So
it's going to be so much fun. But yeah, it's cool that you see that, because there was a progression of like where we started. And, and it's nice for people when they're reading the book, because they don't have to start where we are now. They can start where we were when we first got together, where we had an ice cooler, like where we bought bags of ice and put it in the cooler. And we didn't have our electric cooler, and we didn't have like all the stuff that we have now. So, and even our bin, because we have like this Rubbermaid bin that we keep in the truck at all times. We don't take anything out of it, because if it goes out, it doesn't go back in. So then we're like, oh, I forgot that thing at home. So over the years, we've slowly like played with what's inside. And, sometimes things get added. Sometimes, we'll look through it and we're like, we never use this. Let's take it out, right? So there's like different things inside the bin. And I share in the Tales book a list of all the stuff that we keep in our travel bin that stays in the truck. And yeah, there it is. You get that when you buy the bundle. Link is in our bios. Yeah, and it's 277 pages. And like you said, I tried to get as many different things in there as I could. And I got Nate to fill out a bunch of the chapters, and he contributed a whole bunch to the book too. But I was like, okay, this has to be as complete as possible, because we want people to know like how we do it. Because we go hiking, we go backpacking, we go camping, we go air travel, we do road trips. We go canyoneering and river rafting and all kinds of stuff, and we take raw food with us everywhere. So I want to let people know how we do that, because it's totally possible if that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I've been so inspired by both of you doing all that. I mean, just watching your IG stories and your YouTube videos on how you travel and pack, and then and then I started getting things as well. I started like packing my food in all these containers. Even now, when I go out for lunch, I put like I cut up my romaine lettuce, so I have a whole container of my romaine lettuce. And when I go out eat with friends, when I eat out with my friends, I'm not raw, but I have like 250 grams of greens in here, and then I'm just like putting it into my ramen or putting it into my lunch, and my friends are like looking at me, and now they're used to it. They don't say anything. I think there was only one restaurant place where they kind of told me I can't bring my own food, but the others, even like the other day I had to go to the hospital, so I just brought this, and then the guy was just like staring at me.
I know, it's so funny the looks that you get when you're traveling. One time I went to the UK for the UK Fruit Festival, and I took my salad with me. This was before there were burgers and wraps and all that kind of stuff. It was salads pretty much only. I went to the UK and I flew with sauce, but I had to separate the sauce into the little bags so that it wasn't beyond the 100 mils or whatever. And I get on the plane and I had my, you know, my big salad in a bigger container so I could mix it. And I just pour the salad dressing on there, and I have like this big giant bowl on my table, and the people all around, and the dressing smells awesome, right? So it's like oniony, garlicky, spicy, a little hint of sweet in there too, and they're all looking like, what? And this one lady was like, what? You brought that with you? And I was like, I gotta bring my food. The airplane food is not that great. And for an international flight, I just brought fruit and my salad, and I was totally fine.
Yeah. I've been bringing like fruit on the plane and all that, and there's no problems at all. Yeah, but I haven't tried bringing a salad dressing. What I do is like I bring some tomatoes and cucumbers and avocado, so I can kind of like, and then an orange, so like, you know, it's juicy, and mangoes and all that, so it mixes well.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's a great idea too. And yeah, if you go traveling, and like I said in the ebook, I talk about all the stuff. So when you go on an airplane, you can get those little like travel size shampoo bottles that are empty, and then just fill those with your dressing, and you can take them on. I've taken them on the plane, and no one says anything. And I've got my sauce for my wraps. I'm eating my wraps on the plane.
Oh yeah,
so awesome.
Yeah, we made your wraps like for Az's birthday and my birthday, because we travel out, and so like I filled the whole fridge in with all the wraps and the sauces, and we had like, I think like 3 meals of wraps the whole time, and it was so nice.
That is, I know the wraps are probably the #1 top travel food. And if anyone's watching the wrap recipes, we do have quite a few in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook that you get in the bundle. It's basically the ones that we make most for traveling and what we fill them with for traveling. So I talk about like what to fill if you're packing multiple days. And also there's 2 brand new wrap recipes in the book too, the Desert Hot Harissa and the Zucchini Garden Party. The Zucchini Garden Party one is onion free. It was by request. So yeah, 2 new wrap recipes in that book, and you guys got to go get the bundle if you want it. The link is in our bio.
Yeah, I'm glad you made some. You have an onion-free recipe, because a lot of people here in Malaysia, a lot of the Buddhist vegetarians, they don't eat onions. So so now that you have that option as well, so yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you went to Japan, hey? And
Yes.
you wanted to talk about your travel tips.
Yeah.
I want to hear yours.
Yeah, so I was in Japan end of March and early April, first time ever there. And I wanted to, you know, have at least a minimum of 2 raw meals a day. And then so what I did was I had my raw breakfast and I had my raw dinner, and then for lunch I would eat cooked, because I wanted to taste like local Japanese food and how it tastes like, so I can make raw versions.
Yeah.
maybe for next year's bundle, you know.
That would be sweet. That would be sweet.
Yeah, so so I wanted to share like real life tips that I experienced when I was in Japan. Even flying there on the plane, because it's a longer flight, so you actually the flight comes with meals. So I requested for a fruit platter. So I got like what did they give me? I know they gave me bananas, I think oranges, I think there was some kiwi and all that, but you know, it's not enough. It was really,
I know. It's like this little plate like this big, and you're like, it's got like half an orange.
Actually, this airlines wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad.
Good.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was quite, and but I brought my own fruit as well, so I brought like I packed more, like I think I packed more oranges or pears or apples or something like that. So that was one. And then number 2 was I always make sure that I stay in a place where I have like some kind of kitchen or kitchenette. So we stay in an Airbnb, and we also stay in another apartment, because I find like making raw food in a hotel, it's possible, and you guys have been doing it. But if there's no, it's just more difficult. So I just find it, I'm just much happier if I have a proper sink and like, you know, a nice size fridge. And but even if you don't have a nice size fridge, I could tell you what else you could do. But yeah, and then
I can tell you what we did. So the first time that we met in Vegas, that one time when he brought his backpack, there was no fridge and there was no place to cut. So we set up in the bathroom and we actually got those, you know, those carry bags, like not the cloth ones, but they're kind of made with like
the silver color ones, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh no.
It's like a canvas kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we had one of those and we filled that with ice and we put like a towel over top of the ice and then we put all our food in it and that sat in the bathtub. So, you know, when it started to leak out of the bag, it would just go to the drain,
you guys are so good at DIY.
But you know, hey, when you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And when I went to Montreal, I had this little tiny fridge. Like, it was super tiny. So I had to go to the store almost every day to get what
I read about that in your book. Yes.
And there was nowhere to chop anything, but I did have my like little cutting board. So I basically just sat on the bed and cut. It was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So plant-based CP says there are hotel rooms that have small kitchens. Yeah, so when you book a place, if you can afford it, you know, try and find something that has a small kitchen. So it's so much easier and so much nicer that you have like a counter to cut your things and all that. And then I always pack, like, so I pack this, it's not very clean, but I like to use it because it's very lightweight. You know, I pack my silicone cutting mat. I pack my knife. It's, you know, I cover this and then I wrap it in. I should get a proper cover, but it just came in this and I always just like wrap my towels in it so it'll be safe. And then I like to bring my own thing to wash as well, because sometimes the ones that the Airbnb gives is not very nice and all that. Yeah, and then I always bring my own food containers so so that I can pack this for my breakfast when I go out. This one's really nice because this has like the fork and spoons as well. I mean, you can put your fork and spoons here. So yeah, and then it opens up. So it's good for breakfast because I can, it doesn't look like much, but I can squeeze in a lot of bananas and fruits and lettuce in this. And then I usually travel like with 3 of these as well. So I have 3 of these and then one of this with the, let me see, with the forks and spoons and all that.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then I didn't do this. It's only after I booked my place. Then I went to Google Map to look for grocery stores. But I guess I should have like looked and see whether they were grocery stores. Oh no! If I book at Airbnb, I usually message the host and I say like, I want to buy fresh fruits and you know, fresh veggies. Is there anywhere nearby? So they will usually tell me, you know, there's something like, you know, within 5 minutes or something. So when I was in Japan, I was so happy because there was like groceries. There was one grocery store that was like 2 minutes away, and then another one was 5 minutes away. And then every day we kind of walked around and we found like at least 6 places to buy stuff like within 6 minutes of walking.
That's so amazing.
Every day we just, every morning, I think almost every morning we just walk out and buy fresh. So we just tried out different things. And so yeah, they were like, bananas is like really easy to find everywhere. And they had the local oranges as well. So I tried different, at least like 3 or 4 kinds of different oranges. And I also tried the local leafy greens as well. So they have like their, I think, shinketsu, komatsu, Mizuna, and I also just got the normal lettuce as well. And they also had a lot of pre-packed salads, which were very fresh, and they sell the dressing separately. No, it's like, you know, your salads, your pre-cut salads, not pre-packed, pre-cut salads. So it's things like the harder ones, like the there was like radish and cabbage and carrots. So I like every day I would just buy a bag of that and put that in and eat that as well, because that was easy. And then on days when I didn't, you know, because sometimes we're out the whole day, so I can't go back to my Airbnb and make food. Yeah, so I just got those salads and get some cut fruits. So yeah, in the supermarkets there's always like cut fruit. So I got like, you know, they had watermelon, they had pineapple. Oh, and it was strawberry season. So
Nice.
we had strawberries every single day.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Yeah, so it was easy to find. Um, yeah, it was really easy to it wasn't difficult to go raw at all because they had avocados everywhere as well, you know. So just I think you just need to do a bit of research and then a lot of planning. I mean, I did a lot of planning. Like every day I put like, okay, today I'm gonna eat this, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna eat this, and then a list of things I'm gonna buy. I mean, and then it's funny because I actually brought my you know, I do my DIY sprouting, right? So it's
I
just
love
a jar and this mesh
Yeah.
and a rubber band. So I actually brought this because sometimes I actually bring my sprouting jars on during my travel. But because I could find like radish sprouts and broccoli sprouts so easily, I didn't even sprout when I was in Japan. But I know when I was traveling last year, I would sprout as well. Like in the hotel rooms, I just bring this and then I bring this container as well, so I can like just put it
You're
here.
awesome. That's how it's done.
Yeah.
Right? That's how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing I think I did was that I joined this Facebook group called Vegan Japan. And I think two Facebook groups about like, you know, going vegan in Japan or travel. And so I asked about like, you know, is it easy to be raw vegan? Can you find things that are oil free and all that? And then, you know, a lot of people will answer and help out. So that was great. And then I also asked around whether there was going to be meetups. So I went for one. Nadine, she organizes regular meetups in Tokyo. So I managed to go for one of that. And then there were two other ladies who were like, Roshan Yin, you're coming to Japan. I've been following you. So I met up with some of them. Yeah. There was
That's
one lady I
awesome.
couldn't meet up with. She knows you as well. She mentioned like she made her dressing based on your one Keiko. I didn't get to meet up with her. But there was another lady who she said she used to work in a, a vegan restaurant. Yeah, so so they gave me recommendations on where to find you know, like food that is less junk foody, like vegan places that's less junk food. And there was this other lady as well because she used to follow my she also learned how to make raw food in Japan. They have like this academy to do that. Yeah, and she said she used to follow my YouTube videos. So we traveled like 2 hours to meet her, and she took us to this raw restaurant, and then she took us to meet this other chef for lunch, and then he made it's off menu, but he made us a raw meal. Like it had starters, it was the main course and the dessert. I was like I was so touched and so blessed.
I
Yeah.
love when restaurants do that. And, you know, I've been to a few places where they do take it to the next level and make you something. I used to be a professional photographer and I used to photograph weddings.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my brides, and this was like kind of when maybe about 6 months into my raw, she
Mm-hmm.
knew I was raw and she was like, what can you eat? And I'm like, don't worry about it at all. I'm raw vegan. There's probably not going to be anything to eat. I bring my own food. So don't worry about
Yeah.
me. Because, you know, you go to the reception and there's food there and stuff. I'm like, I've got my own food. I get there and I'm sitting at the table and, you know, everyone's getting their foods. And the head chef comes out and comes to our table and is like, is there somebody here who's raw vegan? And I was like, that would be me. And she's like, I made an entire 3-course meal for you.
Oh.
She's like, my nephew in, you know, another province in Canada, my nephew's a raw vegan. So when the bride told her that there was a raw vegan, she's like, I just called up my nephew and he came, you know, he got together some recipes that I could make for you. And so I've got this, you know, and I was like, I did not expect that at all. And I was so pleasantly surprised, but it happens. People
Yeah.
are very happy to make raw food if you call in advance or ask, you know, some do.
he was really excited and he was really happy because he says like he didn't have to do any frying, he didn't have to breathe in all the oils, you know. He said it's actually healthier for him as well. So he made like a beet soup, and then he made, I think he made the like the egg yolk with like the cashew, yeah, the cashew nuts and the kala namak, and then he used they have something similar to Irish sea moss. It looks very similar, but it's a Japanese seaweed instead. And then he made like dessert. He had like I think like some cacao pudding kind of thing and all that. It was so much fun.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. There's always a way. There's always a way. If somebody wants to travel as a raw vegan, you can pretty much, I don't want to use a blanket statement here, but you can pretty much do it almost anywhere. If it's your goal and if it's your want, you can.
Yeah, it was really easy. I could have done 100% raw if I wanted to. It's just that I wanted to experience like the local raw food there, and not the local, just the local cook,
Yeah.
the local food there, and everything's like kind of cooked. So yeah, so I went with that. But yeah, I could feel a bit tired and lethargic because I remember there was like, oh, that was interesting because there was one day I was going to and fro with this, you see, because in Japan and we were in Osaka, and I think takoyaki is kind of like famous in Osaka because it's actually like traditionally it's made with octopus. No, yeah, it's made with octopus, but there was a vegan version, a vegan and gluten-free restaurant that does it. So I was like, should I eat that? Should I not? Should I not? And then I think on the very last day, I thought like, okay, let's go. Since we're in Japan, we should actually experience it because it's not very healthy, and I think it's like kind of deep fried in a lot of oil. But for lunch, we went to eat at a sushi place because it was really interesting. We were in Japan for 2 whole weeks and we never had sushi. We had ramen and all the other things, so we didn't have sushi. So I went to have sushi, and they were like macrobiotic sushi.
Oh.
So yeah, so it was very healthy and like way less oil. They don't use much salt. They only use brown rice. And I ate it and I went like, oh my god, my body felt so good. I was like, okay, I can't do the takoyaki thing. I can't do this to my body. So I went back and just made a salad
Right.
for dinner.
I know, right?
Instead, I could feel like my body's telling me like, no, don't do this. You know, don't
Yep.
do this to yourself.
We're done. Somebody is asking in the chat, I just bought the bundle. Awesome. And if anyone watching wants to grab the bundle, you get Raw Chef Yin's Korean BBQ ebook. You get all these recipes in there. There's like this cauliflower rice. There's you know, the green onion salad. There's the other mushrooms. I made it all, and it's amazing. I highly recommend it. But if you want to get the bundle, you can get that. And somebody was asking, could you please let me know which one includes your sauces for travel? That one is called Tales from the Tailgate, and that's in there too. But really, honestly, you can take any sauce traveling. Like, the only reason those ones are in there is because those are sauces that we have personally taken on our travels, and we've eaten in various places. Like, I saw you made the Zion Zinger. How did you like that one?
I really liked it. It was very zingy.
Yes, it's a very zingy one.
It went very well with, yeah, because my salad, I just used whatever I had in my fridge and all that, but it went very well together.
Nice.
Yeah,
that one was a good one. I like that one.
I think today I want to try your best salad in the world. Is it? You have one?
Yeah, the BSW.
Yeah, I want to try that today. Yeah.
So that salad was one of the first salads that we made together as a couple when we first met in the hotel room in Las Vegas. And I mean, I think that it tasted even better than it is. I mean, it's an amazing dressing for sure, but I think it tasted even better because we were falling in love at that time. And so like everything was like amazing.
I know, right? Yeah. Everything's like amplified.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, it's a good one. It's kind of like, if I had to say what kind of a recipe, it's like an avocado Caesar. Kind
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I have avocado. I could do this. So yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually tried out Valentine's one of Valentine's sauces as well. So in the bundle we also have this one. I think it was a mango. Yeah, I tried that one. That's also really nice. So I'm sure pretty sure you can bring this for travel as well. It's just like Lisa said, if you're doing air travel, then you need to make sure you pack it in the bottles that are less than 100 milliliter, and then just like separate them out. So that takes a bit of time, but I think it's worth it, you know. Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, I remember I was traveling I was in Langkawi, which is an island up north, with another vegan friend, and so she will always watch me make, you know, my food and all that, and she's just like, why do you take the trouble, you know? And I was like, because it's worth it, and it's my health, you know, because she would. I'm like, I remember on the day we were leaving, and I'm still like trying to make food so that I can bring it to the airport to eat. And she's just like, I'm just going to buy some vegan food in the airport and eat there. And I'm like, and there I am, like, you know, making all my stuff. And she's like, why? But I think you give some reasons in your ebook as well, you know, like how it's like you prep now, and then after that you're ready for everything, and like it's just so much better for your health.
It is totally. And I know for myself, and I know for so many people, we use travel as an excuse to eat whatever, right? Because as soon as it's almost like as soon as you get into the vehicle to go on a road trip, it's like everything goes out the window and you're like, I eat whatever I want every day, you know, like it's like we forget that we are trying to take care of ourselves or something. Like funny how we can like totally shift when it's vacation time or holiday time or travel time or whatever. We use it as an excuse. And if you really want to get the most out of your vacation, I feel like making those healthy choices helps you to get the most out of your vacations. Because I've gone on countless vacations when I was younger and I ate whatever, and I would just not feel the same. Like I'd be too tired to go to that excursion, or I would get sick from something that I ate. I remember when I went to Italy when I was in my early 20s. I don't have celiac, but I felt like, you know, all the gluten in the pasta that I was eating, like I was starting to get like pretty sick.
Yeah.
Just from all the pasta. And they ate like traditional Italian stuff. We didn't eat out very much. Like I think we went out twice in like a month when we were there. Everything was homemade, home cooked. You know, my ex's aunt would like roll the gnocchi herself. Like everything was handmade, but it did not feel the way I had, you know, been feeling before, because we went to Italy about 2 months after I had gone raw for one of the thousands of times that I went raw in the 10 years before I went raw. But it was the longest time that I'd ever been raw. And I wasn't low fat. I was like higher fat, didn't eat very many fruits, but I had sustained it for about 2 months, and that was the longest that I had been able to do it. But I weaned off because I was, you know, going to Italy, and I wasn't vegan at the time. So when I went to Italy, I was eating cheese and meat, and I wanted, you know, all that stuff. But I felt horrible. Like, you know, I didn't have the energy to go on, you know, the excursions. I went to some of them and I just felt tired. And now Nate and I, like, we hike up mountains, we go river rafting, we go canyoneering all day. Like I have so much more energy to enjoy the trip. And I don't wake up with like you know, when your mouth is like dry because you're like super high salt, oil, dry foods like potato chips or breads and everything. Like I don't wake up with a dry mouth when I'm camping, and like I actually just feel good. So why not? Like I want to enjoy my vacation, not just there. And I still enjoy my food. Like people think like, oh, well, you know, you have to enjoy all the junk food when you're on vacation to enjoy your vacation, but that's not true, because I enjoy the food. We love our wraps. We actually choose places to go just so we can eat our wraps on the top of a mountain. Like we're like, okay, so we want to take our tacos to the top of that mountain. How are we going to do it, right? So in a way, it's kind of a challenge. We like to see where we can go. Like there's one story in the ebook, and there's over 100 recipes in the ebook, and each one has kind of a little story to it. There's one salad that we made that we hiked up to Vernal Falls in Yosemite National Park, and that is like, it's a very, very, I wouldn't say tough trail, but it's a challenging trail. And you're on the edge of a mountain. There's like a chain on the side that, you know, you hold to get up there and everything. So we get to the top of this waterfall, and we each have a big bowl with our salad, and we have a dressing to go on it, and we're eating these big salads up at the top, and you know, everyone else up there is eating like beef jerky or granola bars or whatever. And we had so many people come up to us and they're like, I wish I had that right now. And then they walk by and be like, you guys hiked that up here? And we're like, it wasn't like it was that much heavier, right? So yeah, we want to eat good in good places.
It's so funny. I think we were at a park the other day, I think just a few days ago, and then Az was like, oh, let me carry your backpack for you, you know, because my hand is injured. And I was like, it's okay, I can carry it, it's bone density. I told him, I said, when I'm tired, I'll pass it to him. So I mean, there came to a point where I was like, okay, you can have it now. But before that, I'm like, no, I want to build my bone density.
That's awesome. Oh, you've got Danny in the chat says, I bring fruit bowl with me when I golf. Well done, well done. Because you can just take any kind of food. I love that you do the bone density thing now. You're like, yep, I'll just put on that extra weight to build my bone density. And a lot of people have told me in the past, they're like, you carry all your stuff in your backpack. It's so heavy. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be bothered with it or whatever. And I always say it builds bone density because, you know, when you're a lighter weight, you don't have as dense of bones as if you were, you know, heavier weight, because the more weight you have on your bones, the higher your bone density is. So, you know, a lot of research out there is like, you know, vegans weigh like, you know, a normal weight, but their bone density is lower because a lot of the reason is because they don't carry a lot of extra weight. So by wearing like weighted vests or backpacks with stuff in it, like when I go for my morning walk, I have my little backpack with 2.5 liters of water in the back that I drink, and I'll put like a melon in the back, or, you know, I have other things that I've put in the back too, just like to get that weight. So it not only conditions me so that when we do go hiking, it's a lot easier because, you know, I've trained my body, but also for the bone density thing, it's a great bonus.
Yeah, I know. When you say you put a melon, I was like, wow.
Yeah, just got a whole melon in there.
Oh, there was a question about, is there any vitamins and nutrients you are missing from a raw diet?
That's a great question. You know, it depends on what you eat, honestly, and it depends on the variety of foods that you're eating on a raw diet. If you're eating a very restrictive, like limited amounts of different kinds of things, like, you know, maybe you're only eating 4 different kinds of fruit all day, or you have those 4 fruits with lettuce and avocados. You've got like 6 different things. You are probably likely to get deficient long term if you don't start including more variety. And some things that I've noticed with raw vegans is like selenium. So we like to grate a Brazil nut over our salads to get our selenium. But, you know, when it comes down to it, if you're worried about nutrition, make sure that you eat enough and make sure that you get enough variety, because then you've got a broader range that your body can pull from. And if you rely on spinach for your calcium and iron, you're probably not going to get very much calcium and iron from that spinach. It's better if you're going to have spinach, have a little bit, like in here, have a little bit of spinach, but then have other greens as well, and have kale and basil and arugula and dandelion. Like, have a variety of foods so that your body can pull from different things. So that's why I'm all into the variety. And I love how your recipes have lots of variety in them, especially this big feast that I have here. But yeah, that's what I would say. And, you know, as a vegan, I would say B12 and vitamin D3 are typical ones that people tend to need a little bit. But I always say get a blood test done to make sure that you need to supplement. And otherwise, they're not diet vitamins. They're meant to be acquired from our environment, not our diet, right? So vitamin D from the sun and vitamin B12 from wild soils. But because we live in a city, we drive cars, we're inside all day, we're inside all night, and we don't see the sun as often as we should. And I mean, vitamin D levels go down, especially depending where you live in the world too. So it's an environment vitamin. So we have to get it from our environment, not necessarily from our diet. So everyone has to be worried about those two.
Yeah, right now I'm just supplementing with B12. Yeah, but I do need to go and do my blood work. I haven't done it for some time. And then I just make sure that I get exposure to sun, because we go to the park at least 3 times a week. But if we're not going to the park, I still like take a walk around my area in the mornings just to get the sun as well. I do like at least half an hour in the morning for my son. Yeah, so that's what I do. And then, you know, the lunch that I eat, because I usually have salads for lunch, because by dinner time I'm too lazy and too tired to cut anymore. So I just have fruit for dinner. But for lunch, I'm like, okay, I can do a salad. I make the salad dressing, and they're so diverse, right? I put so much things in the salad. You don't need to, but I think I like to do that. I mean, because sometimes people get a bit intimidated, like, yeah, there's so many things. I'm just like, well, you can put less. It's just that it's not actually a lot, right? It's just like, I mean, you have your greens, and then I put in some goji berries, you know, I put in my seaweed, I put in my ferments, I put in my sprouts.
No, I love when I watch your stories and you have like every single ingredient listed. I'm like, yeah, that's a salad.
Yeah, because it tastes so good, because you taste different things with each bite, and there are different textures, and you know, certain things are sweet, certain things are sour, you know, you have your miso, you're a bit salty, and yeah, and then it's spicy, you know, so it tastes so nice. It's not boring, you see, because if it's like a 3-ingredient salad, then it's like, I can't eat like, you know, 1 pound of greens if it's only 3 ingredients.
Right, exactly. I know for us too, we're the same. We love the variety. And we say, instead of large amounts of a few things, have small amounts of many things. Because you don't need a lot. Like, we're talking like, you know, a handful of spinach, and like a quarter cup of carrots, and maybe a couple tablespoons of broccoli. Like, you don't need a lot of each thing, because eventually it makes a massive salad when you put so many things in. Say you have 20, 25 things in your salad, it's going to be a big salad when everything's like a quarter cup, right? Yes. It adds up fast.
Yeah. Danny Ming Style says, I gain more strength and stamina at the gym since eating raw. Yay!
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at Chris Kendall. He's in the bundle. Yeah. And look at his muscles, you know?
Yep, exactly. I know, because really it's eating enough and, you know, getting the variety, but also working out.
Yeah.
Because you can't build the muscle unless you work out, right?
Yeah.
And then compensate for the energy that you're using at the gym, so that you don't lose muscle mass, right? So yeah, you can totally build muscle and bone density.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it up, because I realized like, oh, it's 5 more minutes, and then I will need to make my breakfast, because I do the time restricted thing, so I eat from 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. because that works well for me. But yeah, thank you so much for making my recipes, like all of it.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see it all again. See it all again. So I've got, here are the peppers, the lettuce. I've got the rice.
Cauliflower rice, the spring onion salad.
Kimchi.
There's a kimchi.
Yeah, I didn't make the kimchi. I had this one in the fridge. So that's the only one I didn't actually make. But then this is the portobello one.
Oh, yeah.
this
Is
is
it?
the oyster mushroom.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the
Mushroom.
spinach
Oh,
namul and the
nice.
carrot namul and the
Yeah.
cucumber
Chicken.
kimchi and then 3
Yeah.
sauces.
Oh, so good. You're gonna have such a great feast after this.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. And
Are
another
you
thing,
gonna
oh,
go live and show yourself eating it or something?
I might.
I'm just
I do
curious,
want to
yeah.
get YouTube style video because I want to add it to
Ooh, yeah, that'd be
that I
really
want to do.
cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
another thing too is like you could just at the end after I finish all of the lettuces, I can just put it all in a bowl and eat it.
Yeah. Or use them as salad toppings or like
Yeah.
because some of them you can actually freeze because like the mushrooms freeze very well. I
Oh,
froze them and then yeah, and then after that I just put them back into the dehydrator again. So
very
yeah. And
cool.
I think even the carrot namo you can freeze it as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them freeze
they would be a
the
little bit softer too after, which would be nice as
yeah.
well. But
I
they're
think you
fine.
can't spring I think the only thing you shouldn't freeze would be like the spring onion salad. That one
Yeah.
needs to be fresh. Yeah, anyway, that's not much. You finish it. Yeah, but that goes so well with the mushrooms and all that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
does. Ooh, excited. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being part of the bundle.
Oh.
And if anybody wants to get all of these recipes and more, our travel ebook called Tales from the Tailgate and the one we wrote with Chef AJ called Make It Raw 3. And you're getting 33 brand new, never before released ebooks that are all raw, oil free, and all, like I said, all new for
Yeah.
50 bucks. Go to the link in either of our bios and go get it because you can only get it for 50 bucks until May 12th. And then after that, we will sell them all. But everything in this collection is worth over $840 if you were to buy everything separate. So get the bundle now so you have everyone's new stuff and enjoy all the yums.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa. I will see you in either July or August or something. I'll see you soon in a few months, you and Nate. And thanks everyone for joining us. If those who are watching the replay, if you have any questions, leave the comments below and then Lisa and I will answer you. All right. Okay,
Awesome.
take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.